Hey guys, my name is X Factor. I hope you're having a great day. And thank you to Nexon, BossKey Studios, and of course Lawbreakers, which allowed me to travel down to North Carolina, go hands-on with Lawbreakers for 2 days, including an in-house tournament on the end of each day. And that's what this footage is from, as Aloheim just absolutely nuked me with the Assassin and the Arc Blades. And this is the finals of that match, the best of 3. They goosed us the first round playing Overcharge. They won 3-0. The next one we won. And this is the final round. So our strat was this. Go with what we're best at. I chose Enforcer. Vern Notice was the Battle Medic. And it was my job to protect Vern Notice and make sure there is no Wraith or Assassin behind us. And as you can see, that right there was a grapple. And you can see Aloheim is very good with the map. Grappling into a few more heals. I continue to put some pressure. Almost get the kill. Gets to more heals. Survives a boot to the face. And finally goes down. Now, I did mention a Wraith. One of the new classes of characters available in Lawbreakers. Which is another high skill gap, high movement character. Which has a medium health pool. Which is absolute blast. I'll be playing a ton of that class character coming up. But again, had to stick with what we're best at. And the pressure's on. They have the battery. Now, this is basically capture the flag with some pretty big twists on it. There's a battery which spawns in the middle. No one can touch it until the shield goes down. So you have to be contesting that battery and for several seconds. The battery's then able to be picked up. And you have to get it into your base where it's going to charge. Now, we stole their battery. We stole it at 70% charge. That means it's charging up to 100%. So you get up to 100%. That's the point, right? No. You have to continue to overcharge the battery. So they have one last second to be able to make a push and steal the thing. And yes, you could steal the battery at 99% or at 100% when it's in its overcharged state. So this forces the gameplay to the battery and forces the action. Non-stop, absolute arena-style arcade madness. And it's highly addictive, and I really enjoyed it. My main complaint about the actual event was we didn't play enough. We did a lot of feedback sessions. There was a lot of downtime because there's interviewing and a lot of other stuff going on. I would have loved to play a lot more. And that right there, killed by the boot to the face. Now, something really cool while we were there. One of the influencers, I think it was Thick44 of Battlefield Friends, had this idea. Everybody knows Charlie Murphy, right? Dave Chappelle. Why doesn't the boot say, fuck your couch? So, by the end of the second day, I believe, they showed us the artwork. There was a fuck your couch boot imprint, which you can unlock more than likely from the cases that are available in this game. So, trying to check right now, one of the players underneath the battery worked the kill, but they're actually on the heel. So there's a lot of stuff going on here, and for my abilities, I have a basic sprint, which just doesn't make me go faster, but it allows me to shoot faster as well. So if an assassin or wraith is trying to get away, I can put a lot of pressure on them. I think my reload is default no matter what I do. Then, of course, my E key, which is very important, takes away the abilities of others to be able to use their specials, and that is bad. I just got booted again. We lost control of mid, but we do have the battery, which is charging right now. And then my special is releasing the hounds. It's missiles that lock on, but can be easily evaded because there are massive audio cues. When somebody's about to use their special or ultimate, if it's focused on you or near you, there are massive audio cues. You could hear them from across the map, which is huge, which allows you to duck behind cover, or sometimes if you're a fast-moving or high-movement character, you could just strafe or use one of your dashes to basically bend, and then you're simply out of trouble. Now, that is trouble. They actually got our battery out. That's how quickly that they made a push. Try not to let it go, and got the assist there and dropped it. So now it's out in the open. It's 74%, and we've got to go because they only had to charge it roughly 26%. Then, of course, overcharge it a little bit. So here's where you really need to clean up because the spawn wait is somewhat lengthy. Now here you can see we're dropping the battery shield. You can't just run in here like capture the flag and grab the thing. We have to be contesting this thing as I get a finisher, and then somebody comes back. So we almost get the battery out. It's at 93%. Of course, when it gets dropped, the shield is back on it, so you can't just scoop this thing up and go unless you're the defending team, and they plant it back in. Remember, it only needs to get to 100, and then wait another handful of seconds to overcharge, and they get the point. This is about to be tied up 1-1. Another thing I really like about Lawbreakers is how they handle the battle medic or medic class. It's not just some limp-wristed healer like other shooters. It is a high-skill class. They don't have to sit back a layer or two being extremely dependent and screaming in comms that they need help because somebody's constantly on them. Oftentimes they can handle it themselves, but more importantly, they can lead the charge depending on the opposing team's composition and most importantly, where they're standing, attacking, or defending. So something like this battery room here, whether it's ours or theirs, they could wreak destruction because they have an area of effect explosion. It's this orb launcher, if you will, and there's two different ways to use it. You can left click it, which when it hits something, it goes boom, and it really hurts. Or you can right click it and the balls bounce around. Absolutely disgusting. Now, they also have a pistol of sorts, which requires lead. There are two different shots in Lawbreakers. There's hit scan, where you just have to click on their body no matter where they're at or what direction they're going. The projectile is going to hit. Then, of course, there's other weapons that you have to lead, and it basically breaks down to one of each, it seems, for each class or character. So there is some hit scan, and there is some skill shots or lead, which is a lot of fun because usually when you hit those shots, it hurts a lot. Now, the medic also has the ability to overheal or put some armor on you. So if a medic looks at you and they hit their E button or whatever you have it programmed onto, you instantly get an additional 100 health, and you start regenerating health immediately. So I can't tell you how many times my hide or somebody else's hide was saved. They're down to no hit points. Battle medic comes in, hits the heal on them, which gives them a little bit of extra health, and then their health starts regenerating. So battle medics basically make the world go round. If you have one, you want to protect it because potentially they're going to lead the charge to get your battery back. And if you see one on the opposing team, you definitely want to kill it, and that's where your wraiths and assassins and enforcers really have to pay attention because if you lead a battle medic unchecked, you are going to get destroyed as I release the hounds there. Leads me to my next thought process, which Lawbreakers did extremely well. There is no one-hit kill or insta-kill cheese available in this game. So if you have your ultimate or special ability up, if any character or class is full health, if they're half health or three-quarter health, this doesn't count. You cannot one-hit kill them. There are extended battles, which is really nice as I'm chasing down a battle medic here. Try to get my stun on them so they can't use one of their special abilities, but I might have missed there. So that's nice. You don't have to worry about somebody sitting on their ult or special ability, sitting on a corner, listening for footsteps, and just cheesing somebody out the gate on a push, specifically a battle medic or even an assassin. As you can see, somebody's trying to mix it up. Our group just got stunned and slowed, and that's one of the special abilities of the Wraith. It has the ability to dash and stab with a katana of sorts, has a full auto pistol, then of course the slow ability and multiple dashes, which reset when you touch the ground or a wall. So it is a high movement character, much like the assassin, and there is a big skill gap behind that movement. So when people mastered that or got really good with it, watch out. Because with that slow ability, depending on what other class is there, if it's assassin or something that has an area of effect, something going boom, it could take out multiple people in a split second. As you can see, the battle medic survives and gets out with the battery being 100%. Now we got to worry about replanting that battery, getting it back, and overcharging it. That's how crazy this game can be. Your composition, your teamwork means an absolute ton. But we were able to connect. We're now up to 1, and that is a very close-range shooter that I don't want anything to do with because that will absolutely melt me as I'm trying to get back to these heals because I'm out of gas, which is my ability to not only fly faster, but shoot faster and no grav, and of course get to a safe spot. Out of the gameplay, well, we're on a basic i7, nothing too crazy. I think the computers had 1070s and 1080s. I was able to play the game in 1440p and Ultra and average anywhere from 120 to 160 FPS at all times. When I dropped it down to 1080 in high and Ultra, locked 200 FPS. Played extremely smooth, which is important because something that sticks in your mind was, how did the mouse feel? Because lots of games, believe it or not, have problems with their mice. There might be input lag, there might be stuttering, there might be mouse acceleration, all which are horrible things on a slow-paced shooter. Now, when you play an arena-style shooter, that could be a death sentence when you're relying on high-speed tracking, then, of course, the old flicks of the wrist, because a millisecond could be the difference between killing somebody else or you just getting absolutely destroyed or eating a boot for lunch. The mouse felt absolutely amazing. And the good news is, in the settings, there's a slider, but you could put it to the third or so decimal place, so you could just enter your number. When we talk about shooters, it's important to recognize when there is a skill gap or it's been compressed. The good news is this. If you're looking for a high skill gap game, this might be for you. First and foremost, the movement based on class and character, something like a Wraith or an Assassin, or even myself as an Enforcer. As I sprint, players on my team can draft behind me. Or if I'm in the no grav, I can shoot behind me, something that Lawbreakers enables you to do. You can kill people behind you that might be chasing, but you can also use it to propel yourself across the map in a split second. Now, when we talk about the Assassin and the Wraith, double jumping, triple jumping, touching a surface to reset it, and here you see me pull off a cheeky double kill with the Splash of the Hounds. Clutch battery steal at 99%. My entire job here is to basically not allow them to use their special abilities, stun them, and weed out as many that come through. So the big part of the skill gap in Lawbreakers is going to be your skill shots or shots that need to be leaded, your abilities, and of course movement, which is going to be king of all of that. This is an arena-style shooter, which is extremely fast-paced. Now, of course, you do have your abilities that you have to master, and always keep in mind what composition they're running to see what kind of wombo combo could be coming. At the end of the 2 days, I had a ton of fun playing Lawbreakers, and I'm really looking forward to playing more. It's addictive. It gets your blood going. Then, of course, the lighter side of things, the trash talk and banter, which goes on between the classes and characters in the game that you couldn't hear because my audio was out. The audio cues are amazing when it comes to other players' abilities and ultimates, and the skill gap is extremely high, not just behind characters and classes, but their abilities, launching those out very loud, which is important, allowing you to dodge them oftentimes. So want to play the game, want to form your own opinion? You can do that, because rumor has it there's going to be a beta starting any day. Check out the link down below, and of course, I'll send out a tweet. Thanks for watching and hanging out. We'll see you guys soon.